A soft voice called out, "Here, take this." He looked up, see a girl holding out an umbrella, tilting the umbrella over him. He hesitated, but finally took it. Her father, Vikram Malhotra, a powerful businessman, sliding a picture of Arab across the table. "You think I will let my daughter throw away her life for a nobody? He is not a nobody," she said, her voice trembling. "I love him." The silence that followed was cold. Her father's grief tightened around the glass in his hand. "You will forget him." She shook her hand. "I can't." Ara's world became a nightmare couldn't escape. At first, it was just the voices, soft, distinct whisper, but soon they became louder, more real. "Arav, it's me." He blinked, turning his eyes slightly, but his eyes didn't hold recognition. "She was here yesterday. She said she loves me." The price of love. Arav was born in a small village, nestled between endless green fields and dusty roads. His family wasn't wealthy, but they had enough to survive. His father was a school teacher, earning just enough to keep food on the table, while his mother stitches clothes for neighbors to make extra money. Life was simple, predictable, and filled with warmth, but Arav always dreamed of more. Even as a child, he was different. While other kids played in the field, Arav buried himself in books. He was fascinated by stories of great inventor, business tycoon, and people who had built empires from nothing. He wanted to be one of them. "Education is your only way out," his father always told him, and Arav listened. He spent late night studying under dim glow of kerosene lamp, solving complex math problems while his friends slept. His dedication paid off. He topped the district exam and won a full scholarship to one of the best colleges in the city. It was the break he had been waiting for. The night before he left, his mother packed homemade sweets in a small box, tears glistening in her eyes. "Never forget where you came from," she whispered. Arav hugged her tightly. "I will make you proud, Ma." With nothing but a suitcase filled with books, a heart full of dreams, and a train ticket to a new life, Arav stepped into a world that was about to change him forever. The city was unlike anything he had ever seen. Towering skyscraper, neon lit streets, and car rushing past him in a blur. He felt like stranger in a world too fast for him. College was overwhelming. Most students came from wealthy background, arriving in sleek cars, while he walked to the class with a bag that had been stitched too many times. They spoke of vacation in Europe, expensive gadget, and parties at high-end clubs, things he could never relate to. For the first few weeks, he kept to himself, sitting alone in the library, focusing on his study. But no matter how much he tried to stay invisible, fate had other plans. It happened on a rainy afternoon. Arav was rushing across the campus courtyard, his book clutched tightly, when sudden gust of wind knocked his umbrella away. The rain poured down, soaking him instantly. As he tried to collect his note that fell onto the wet pavement, a soft voice called out, "Here, take this." He looked up, see a girl holding out an umbrella. She was unlike anyone he had ever seen. Dressed in an elegant coat, her dark hair filling in soft waves, a warm smile playing on her lip. "You'll catch a cold," she said, tilting the umbrella over him. He hesitated, but finally took it. "Thank you. But I don't even know your name." "Ria, and you?" "Arav."
तूने कहा नाम तो मैंने खो दिया होश, तू है से और मैं बस देखता रह गया बेहोश, पहली मुलाकात में ही दिल हो गया बेकाबू। तू मेरी धड़कन है, अब तुझसे क्या कहूँ। तेरी आंखों ने जो कह दिया ये दिल समझ गया, हर लम्हा जैसे थम सा गया तेरी बातों में। मैंने सोचा तुझसे कहूँ ये दिल का फसाना, पर नजरों की जुबान नहीं कर दिया दीवाना। उस शाम की हल्की रोशनी में था जादू, सपनों को जैसे मिल गया कोई रास्ता नया। तेरा साथ क्या मिला जिंदगी में रंग बिखरा, पहली नजर का जादू फिर छिपाता नहीं सावरा। तूने कहा नाम तो मैंने खो दिया होश, तू हंसे और मैं बस देखता रह गया बेहोश। पहली मुलाकात में ही दिल होगा बेकाबू, तू मेरी धड़कन है, अब तुझसे क्या कहूँ।
That was the moment everything changed. She was the golden girl of the college. Beautiful, confident, the daughter of a powerful businessman. Everyone knew her. Arav had seen her from a distance before, but never imagined she would notice him. That rainy day, they ended up talking for hours over coffee in the campus cafe. What started as a simple conversation turned into something neither of them expected. She was fascinated by his journey, from a small village to the top of the academic rank. He wasn't just another guy trying to impress her with money or status. He had dreams, ambition, and a fire in his eyes that she had never seen before. And for the first time, Ara felt like someone truly saw him. Not as the poor boy from the village, but as someone worth knowing. After that rainy afternoon, Arav and Ria started crossing paths more often. At first, it was small things, a smile across the library, a quick hi in the corridor, and occasional coffee together. But soon, those moments turned into a long late night conversation, stolen glances in crowd halls, an unspoken connection that neither of them could ignore. Ria was drawn to his passion, his simplicity, his unwavering determination. In a world where people valued wealth over character, Ara was different. He had built himself from nothing, and that fascinated her. For Arab, Ria was a dream he never dared to dream. She wasn't just beautiful, she was kind, understanding, and saw beyond his torn shoes and budget meals. Their love wasn't grand or flashy. It was built in small, meaningless moments. Late night calls where they talked about their dreams and fears. Study session in the library that always ended up with laughter. Secret long drives on Ria's bike where they escaped the city just to see sunrise together. Handwritten letters hidden inside Arab's books because Ria knew he loves words more than the text. She introduced him to her world, fancy restaurants, high end parties, luxurious vacations, but he never felt like he belonged. Yet, whenever she was by the seaside, none of it mattered. And slowly, the impossible happened. Two worlds, one of wealth, one of struggle, collided and became one. Their love should have been enough, but the world wasn't ready for them. One evening, as Ria walked into her lavish home, her father, Vikram Malhotra, a powerful businessman, was waiting. His face was calm, but his eyes held a storm. Who is he? He asked, sliding a picture of Arab across the table. Her heart stopped. She had been careful. She had kept their love away from praying ears. But in a world where power and reputation mattered more than feeling, secrets never stayed hidden for long. He's my friend, Dad, she lied. But her father wasn't a fool. A poor boy from a village? You think I will let my daughter throw away her life for a nobody? His voice was sharp. He's not a nobody, she said, her voice trembling. I love him. The silence that followed was cold. Her father's grief tightened around the glass in his hand. You will forget him. She shook her hand. I can't. The sound echoed through the walls. Her father had never raised a hand before, but tonight he had lost all control. You are Malhotra. Our name, our status, our power, it's higher than your love story. He thundered. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she stood her ground. I will not leave him. But her father wasn't asking, he was deciding. Arab noticed the change in Ria. The missed calls, the short replies, the empty gaze. Then one evening she finally met him. Standing at the park where they had shared their first laughter, she didn't smile. It's over, Arab. The word felt like a knife to his chest. What are you saying? My father is right. We can't be together. We came from different worlds. You don't belong in mine. He searched her eyes, hoping to find the truth. The girl who had once whispered promised of forever, but all he saw was old emptiness. Ria, look at me. Tell me you don't love me. She looked away. It doesn't matter anymore. He felt his world collapse. Was everything a lie? His voice barely above a whisper. She clenched her fist, holding back tears. No, but love isn't enough, Arab. And just like that, she walked away, leaving behind a boy who had built his world around her. Arab watched her disappear into the city lights, his heart shattering with every step she took.
रात की बातें चांदनी रात में तारे चमकते हैं आसमान में दिल की धड़कनें तेरे नाम में सपने सजाते हैं तेरे ख्यालों में चुपके से आई है तुझसे मिलने तेरे बिना ये दिल बहलता नहीं तेरी यादों में खोया मैं अक्सर तेरे बिन ये पल कटता नहीं दिल की ये तस्वीर है सफर है। बाहों में तेरी ये जिंदगी, तेरे बिना कुछ भी, तेरे हर पल का साथ चाहिए, तुझसे ही मेरी हर खुश है। तेरे लम्हों में ये दिल खो जाए, तेरे ही संग हर पल बिताए। ख्वाबों में तेरे मुझे जीना है, तेरे बिना ये सफर अधूरा है। दिल की ये बात रूह कहे, तेरे बिना कैसे जिए। पलकों में तेरी तस्वीर है, तुमसे ही मेरा हर सफर है।
Ara's world became a nightmare couldn't escape. At first, it was just the voices, soft, distinct whisper, but soon they became louder, more real. He would sit in his dimly lit room for hours, staring at the walls, muttering to himself, answering questions no one had asked. His roommate tried to help, begged him to see a doctor, but he refused. I don't need help, she coming back, he would say. But she never did. Then came the hallucinations. He would see Ria sitting at the edge of his bed, smiling at him. I never left you, Arab, she would whisper, and for a moment he believed it. But when he reached out to touch her, she vanished like smoke. He would walk through the college halls and hear people laughing, but it sounded distorted, like were laughing at him. He stopped trusting his friend. He stopped trusting reality. The boy who once had a fire in his eyes now looked like a ghost. Months passed. Ria, now living under her father's rule, had buried herself in distractions, pretending to move on. Then, one day, she got a message. Something's wrong with Arab. She ignored it at first. She had to. She made her choice. But the message kept coming. Then, a photo of Arab, unshaved, hollow eyes, sitting alone like a shadow of his former self. Her heart stopped. She had broken him. Ignoring her father's warning, she rushed back to the city. She ran to his hostel, breathless, desperate. She knocked, no answer. She knocked again, harder. Araf, please open the door. A roommate opened it instead, his face green. Come with me. Heart pounded as she followed him. When they reached the hospital, Ria's breath caught in her throat. She wasn't ready for this. The room smelled of antiseptic and fading hope. Araf sat by the window, staring blankly at the sky. His body was there, but his soul seemed lost. His hand trembled, his lip moved, but no word came out. Ria stepped closer, her voice shaking. Araf, it's me. He blinked, turning his eyes slightly. But his eyes didn't hold recognition. She was here yesterday. She said she loves me. Tears swelled in her eyes. Araf, I'm really here. Please look at me. For a moment, Something flickered, a spark of recognition, a brief glimpse of the man she once knew. His lips parted if he wanted to say something. Then, suddenly, a faint smile. Not of sadness, not of pain, but of relief. Like a lost traveler who had finally found home. And with that smile, he closed his eyes. The machine beeped in warning. Doctor rushed in. Ria stood frozen. No, no, this can't be happening. She grabbed his hand. Arav, please, I came back. You can't. But it was too late. The boy she loved was gone. Not lost in madness, but finally at peace. Ria collapsed onto him, sobbing.
She came back, but fate had played its cruelest trick.
He waited for her, but his time had already run out. And all she could do was weep for the love they lost, the life they could had, and the man he could have been.
रात की बातें चांदनी रात में तारे चमकते हैं आसमान में दिल की धड़कने तेरे नाम में सपने सजाते हैं तेरे ख्यालों में चुपके से आई है तुझसे मिलने तेरे बिना ये दिल बहलता नहीं तेरी यादों में खोया मैं अक्सर तेरे बिन ये पल कटता नहीं दिल की ये बात रू कैसे जिए पलकों में तेरी तस्वीर है दिल से ही मेरा हर सफर है बाहों में तेरी ये जिंदगी तेरे बिना कुछ भी नहीं पल का साथ चाहिए तुझसे ही मेरी हर खुशी तेरे लम्हों में ये दिल खो जाए तेरे ही संग हर पल बिताए ख्वाबों में तेरे मुझे जीना है तेरे बिना ये सफर अधूरा है दिल की ये बात का है तेरे बिना कैसे जिए पल